Welcome to Mortgages and More, your go-to podcast for the latest insights in the mortgage industry. Join us as we dive into expert advice, unveil actionable tips, and learn how to empower the next generation of homebuyers. Get ready to elevate your knowledge and make those property dreams a reality. Let's get started. What is up, everybody? It is January. Can you believe it? It's 2024. We're excited to be here. We're excited to make this year, dear Lord, better than last year. And we've got an unbelievable guest with us today. Brian, I'm pretty pumped.
Oh, man. I've been looking forward to this one. Ryan needs no introduction, but I'm going to do my best anyway. So, you know, Ryan, you and I have gotten I've gotten the honor to get to know you pretty well through some work we've done together. And I just really appreciate the approach you take with how you care for your customers and how you really become part of their financial life following the transaction. So when you agreed to partner with us on this book, I'm just so excited for you to share kind of your knowledge on this. So thanks for taking some time to talk with us today, Ryan.
Man, happy to be here. I'm super pumped that you guys are doing this book, and I'm just excited to be a small part of it in any way that I can.
Well, what we want to do, as you know, this episode is part of our 30 and 30 series in January, where we're dropping an episode a day. And since you are one of our chapter contributors, we thought maybe you could tease out a little bit about what you're talking about in the book, and then we got a special treat after that.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing that I want to try and get across in my chapter of the book is very similar to kind of what I've been working on for the past 6+ years now. Is in order to really believe in the product that you're offering to the consumer, you have to understand what makes it special, what makes it different, right? What makes it unique, and most importantly, what makes it valuable. And for a long time, I've struggled in my own personal production business with, why would somebody choose me, right? Because I'm not always the cheapest price. In fact, I'm often not the cheapest price. My clients can find a cheaper mortgage rate or potentially a lower cost because that's always true, right? There's always going to be somebody that's willing to do what you do for less. It doesn't matter if it's mortgages or any industry. So the question is, why should somebody pay essentially a premium for your service? And I think for so long in the mortgage space, rates were so low, right? From essentially 2010 to 2021, we had the lowest rates in the history of our industry. And there was really more demand for mortgages than there were people to provide them. And so really people only needed to compete on, turn times, speed, service, communication, a few small mediums, but it wasn't often price. It was still, a prevalent thing in our business, but it wasn't as impactful as it is today, or at least over the past few years. And so I'm really excited to help anybody reading this book really have a higher level of belief in themselves and the product that they're offering. And I'm not talking about the mortgage product. I'm talking about the holistic nature of the, essentially the offering to the consumer, right? What commitment are you going to make to enhance that client's real estate and financial future that your competitors won't, right? And be able to show them with full, integrity, we're going to be the most impactful people in your life for the next 30+ years when it comes to real estate or finance, right? And, by working with our group, you're going to see a very different, generational wealth profile. And then just have all the tools to back that up, right? And all the systems and all the team and the philosophy and the way that we think as mortgage professionals. And so I think that's one of the biggest challenges in today's mortgage world is people have lost the belief in themselves and their product, and they're searching for it, right? And I'm excited to help people find it.
I love that. It's so refreshing because people tend to forget this is oftentimes the largest single asset that someone's going to put into their personal portfolio with a corresponding, very likely largest liability. And it's not a transactional event. This is a transitional relationship event, and you're one of the best at that, and have one of the best philosophies around that. So thank you for your willingness to share with our book audience on this. So the treat, though, for today's episode is we only gave you one chapter, Ryan, and you could have probably written the entire book yourself. What is something that you wish you had more pages or more space to share with the reader that you didn't quite get to make into this book?
Yeah, I think that the mindset of the modern mortgage professional has a lot to do with confidence, confidence in how you relate to your audience, right? So, how confident are you that you can be, the best business partner to the real estate professionals that are lucky enough to work with you? How confident are you in your ability to, stand in front of an audience, whether it's one person, right, or whether it's 100 people of homeowners or prospective homeowners, and tell them why you are the best person for them to work with, not just now and into the future, right? How confident are you to be able to stand in front of your team or your potential team as you scale your business to say that you believe that you're on the right path, right? Because there's going to be two pretty distinct, clear paths here, right? It's who can do it the cheapest and the most disconnected from the consumer, right? And then who can do it at the highest value and show, the best results to the consumer. And, you need confidence as a leader. You need confidence as as somebody who is in the production space, somebody who's a consultant to their clients. You need confidence as a business partner. And I think, again, it stems from belief, but it's belief in your product creates confidence in who you are and what you're doing. And then ultimately, the last version of that is, really scalability. Right. So I think if you can believe in your product, that's step one. We'll call it chapter one, right? And then, chapter two would be the confidence that comes with believing in your product and how to disseminate that to your multiple different audiences. And then lastly, if you do those two things, well, then all you have to do at that point is just learn how to scale and grow a business, right? Because there's no MBA for how to be a mortgage professional, right? We all kind of fell in. And it's always so strange to me that people, there's a lot of mortgage companies out there that are great mortgage companies, but they don't really focus on the coaching and mentorship. So there's a lot of coaching companies that are out there that are trying this, and people have to try and find this, secret sauce to being able to offer their product to an infinite number of people. And so that would be, probably another chapter in the book is how to take your business from where it is to the infinite number of people you could help without working an infinite number of hours. Because that's people's typical, I don't want to help more clients because I'm already overworked the way I am. And it doesn't need to be that way in our business. So I think those would probably be three good chapters of how to focus on from where you are to where you can go, right? Belief, confidence, scale.
So good. So good. I'm a still a cheesy line from my dad who says, if that doesn't fire you up, your wood is wet. Right? Like it's so good. The practicality in it, but the intentionality in it is just so good, man. So honored to have you a part of this book. It looks like we've also got to have you for part 2 and part 3 of the book, since you already laid out 2 future chapters, or we'll just leave you alone and let you write your own book. But Ryan, bro, we appreciate you so much, man. Thanks for being a part of this.
Thank you guys for having me here. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Guess what? We'll see y'all tomorrow.